Hello everyone, welcome back to another lecture on A Doll's House written by Henrik Ibsen. When the play begins, we have seen the central character of the play, Nora. She came back to home after shopping, and it was a Christmas evening, and she is preparing herself for the Christmas celebrations. She handed over a parcel to her servant named Helen and asked her to keep it safe. The another character in the play is Nora's husband, Torvald Helmer. From their conversation, that is the conversation between Nora and Helmer, we came to know that their financial situation was so bad in the earlier years. Now it was better. So Nora is so excited to celebrate this year's Christmas. The main reason for her happiness and for the improvement of their financial situation is none other than Tova Helmer got a new job in a bank and he is about to join as the manager of a bank in the new year. And one more thing that we came to know that Nora is a spendthrift. When Helmer handed over her money, he said, "Do not spend it unnecessarily." And sometimes he used to address her wife as a spendthrift. Even even though she purchased gifts for all the family members, including the servant, she didn't purchase anything for her. She said that, "Okay, if you insist, my dear husband, I will accept money from you. Now I don't need nothing. So whenever I need it, I will get it for myself." And she took that money from her husband. This is what happened. When the conversation is going on, two guests arrive at their home. One is Dr. Rang, one of the acquaintance of Tova Helmer. He came and both Dr. Rang and Helmer they went to Helmer's room. The other guest is Nora's friend Mrs. Linde, and it was after a long time they are meeting. They started to share their life stories with each other. From their conversation, we understood that now Mrs. Linde, she is a widow. Her husband passed away. And Mrs. Linde led an unhappy marital life earlier. Actually, she didn't like that proposal, but for the sake of her family, to help her mother and two younger brothers, Mrs. Linde, that is Christine, married her husband. So, this is where we entered our discussion in the last class. So, now let's see what happened after that. So, Mrs. Linde said that now, after the demise of my husband, I do not have anything at all. I have no money. I had to turn my hand to anything I could find, first a small shop, then a small school, and so on. So, after the demise of Mrs. Lindy's husband, she has to take a lot of jobs to meet her daily expenses. She worked all the day without any rest. Now she is fed up. And she said that now my mother is no more. She's gone. And my boys, my younger brother, they don't need me either. Even for the sake of my family, for my mother and my brother, I married him. But currently, in this poor situation, nobody is here to help me, and I'm working to meet my expenses. Listening this statement of Mrs. Linde, Nora said that, "Oh, what a relief you must feel now. Hey, you're free now. You don't have any responsibilities. You're a free bird. So you should be happy. Why are you so unhappy?" This is what Nora thinks. But Mrs. Linde said that, "No, now I feel empty. Yes, I had an unhappy marital life, but there was a reason to marry him, to take care of my family. There was a purpose for my life. But now I have no children, I have no family to take care of. I have no one to live for anymore. So I feel like empty." So she said that I need a change and I want to occupy myself. I wanted to be busy in some works. So I'm in search of a job, an office work of some kind. Earlier I worked in a small shop. I did some odd jobs, but I feel that I need a kind of office work. That is why I'm here. So the purpose of Mrs. Linde's visit is revealed here. So after listening you know, uh, Mrs. Linde's uh, words, Nora, she said that, "Oh yeah, now I can understand. You are so tired. Okay, now you need to rest." She advised to take rest and better to go away to some watering places. Hey, Lindy, Mrs. Lindy, why don't you go for a vacation? Anyway, you had suffered a lot. That will be a good change for you. This is what Nora suggested. But see the response of Mrs. Lindy. She said that, "Oh, Nora, I have no father to give me money for a journey. Don't you remember from their earlier conversation we came to know that once when Nora and her husband went to Italy for a vacation after their marriage, it was her father, Nora's father, gave her money because at that time Nora's and Helmer's financial situation was so bad. So here Mrs. Lindy is ridiculing her friend. "See, you are suggesting me to go for a vacation. See, I have no money and I have no father to help me as your father helped you." Nora said that, "No, don't be angry, don't be annoyed, my dear. I just suggested this." Okay, why are you getting angry? And Mrs. Linde said that, "It is you must be angry with me, dear. Okay, you must be angry with me. Why? The worst of a position like mine is, it makes one so bitter. When you told me of a happy turn for your fortunes are taken, you will hardly believe it. I was delighted not so much of your account as you own." Okay, anyway, she said that, you have suggested a good thing, but it's not what I need. I need a job. Okay, so when you told me of the happy turn your fortunes have taken, you will hardly feel, you will hardly understand what I need. So Nora said, "What do you mean? I couldn't understand what you are saying. You mean Towel could get you something to do? Is that what you mean?" She said. Mrs. Linda said, "Yes, that was I was thinking of. See, now Christine or Mrs. Linde need a job, and she believed that Helmer could help her. And Nora said that, yes, yes, he must, Christine. Just leave it to me. See, Nora said that, no, don't worry, Linde. I will help you. I will talk to my husband. Mrs. Linde, what kind you are, Nora, to be so anxious to help me? It is doubly kind in you, for you know so little of burdens and troubles of life. Mrs. Linde said, oh, you're a kind person, Nora. Anyway, you are so generous to help me. I didn't expect such a response from you. You know so little of the burdens and troubles of life. What is the meaning of little? Little means nothing. ഒന്നുമില്ല അല്ലെ നിനക്ക് ലൈഫില് ഒരു ബേർഡൻസോ ട്രബിൾസോ ഒന്നും അനുഭവിക്കേണ്ടി വന്നിട്ടില്ല. എന്നിട്ട് പോലും നിനക്ക് എന്റെ സിറ്റുവേഷൻ മനസ്സിലാക്കി നീ എന്നെ ഹെൽപ്പ് ചെയ്യാൻ തയ്യാറായി. This is what Mrs. Linde said. See how Nora responded. I? I know so little of them. What you said? You said, I haven't gone through any burdens and troubles in my life. This is what you're thinking of? Mrs. Linde, smilingly, she said, yes, my dear. Small household care, that sort of thing. That is child, Nora. Yes, that is what I'm saying. See, you had some you said that your father was there to help you. അല്ലേ നോറ പറഞ്ഞു എൻ്റെ അച്ഛൻ എന്നെ ഹെൽപ്പ് ചെയ്യാനുണ്ടായിരുന്നു. എനിക്കെന്റെ പ്രശ്നമൊന്നുമില്ല. ആ രീതിയിലാണ് നോറ സംസാരിച്ചത്. എന്ന് പറയാണ് ജസ്റ്റ് ഹൗസ് ഹോൾഡ് കെയേഴ്സ് ഹൗസ് ഹോൾഡ് ഭർത്താവിന്റെ മക്കളെയൊക്കെ നോക്കി ജീവിച്ചപ്പോഴൊരു ചൈൽഡ് അല്ലേ നീ ഇപ്പോഴും. നിനക്ക് എന്തറിയാം ലൈഫിന്റെ ട്രബിൾസിനെ പറ്റി. ദിസ് ഇസ് വാട്ട് മിസ്സസ് ലെൻഡെ സെഡ്. Nora said, you ought not to be so superior. Oh, don't think like that. Don't think that you are so superior in life and its burdens. Mrs. Linde said, no. So, from the conversation, Mrs. Linde believed Nora is leading a beautiful, happy, and peaceful life without any difficulties at all. So that is why she said like this. So immediately she said that I have gone through nothing in this world of chaos. She said that. Mrs. Linde, but my dear Nora, you have just told me all your troubles. Nora said, oh, those were triples. എന്താ ഇവിടെ പറഞ്ഞത്? നോറ നീ നിന്റെ എല്ലാ ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടുകളും എൻ്റെ അടുത്ത് പറഞ്ഞു. ഓക്കെ, ഇറ്റ് ഹാപ്പൻസ്. ലൈഫ് ആവുമ്പോൾ എല്ലാവർക്കും ചില തരത്തിലുള്ള ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടുകളൊക്കെ ഉണ്ടാവും അല്ലേ? അങ്ങനെയുള്ള ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടായിരിക്കും. അങ്ങനത്തെ ചെറിയ ചെറിയ കാര്യങ്ങളല്ലോ. എൻ്റെ ലൈഫിലെ വെച്ച് നോക്കുമ്പോൾ നിനക്കൊന്നുമില്ലല്ലോ നോറ. Nora said that, yes, I have shared some of my troubles that I had gone through. But those were trivial things. I haven't told the important thing. I haven't told the important problems I have faced. So Mrs. Linde, she got surprised. What do you mean? You had some serious issues? Nora said, you look down upon me altogether. Look down upon means considering some person as inferior, unimportant. But you ought not to, you are so proud, aren't you, of having worked so hard and so long for your mother? നീ ഇങ്ങനെ വളരെ ലൈറ്റായിട്ട് എടുത്തിട്ടുണ്ട് ലൈഫിനെ പറ്റി. പക്ഷെ അതിനെ എടുക്കരുതായിരുന്നു ക്രിസ്റ്റീൻ. യു ആർ പ്രൗഡ്. Nora said that, Mrs. Linde, my dear friend Christine, നീ എപ്പോഴും പറയുന്നുണ്ട് യു ആർ സോ പ്രൗഡ് ബിക്കോസ് യു സാക്രിഫൈസ് യുവർ ലൈഫ് ഫോർ ദ സേക്ക് ഓഫ് യുവർ മദർ ആൻഡ് ബ്രദേഴ്സ്. Even I too did something like that. Mrs. Linde, I don't look down on anyone, but it is true that I am both proud and glad to think I was privileged to make the end of my mother's life almost free from care. And you are proud of think about it. അപ്പോൾ ചോദിക്കുന്നത് ഇത്രേ ഉള്ളൂ അല്ലേ? മിസ്സസ് ലിൻഡെ, അമ്മയെ സഹായിക്കാൻ കഴിഞ്ഞു എന്ന കാര്യത്തിൽ ഭയങ്കര സന്തോഷമാണ് അല്ലെ, ബ്രദേഴ്സിനെ സഹായിക്കാൻ കഴിഞ്ഞു. പിന്നെ ഓറ് പറയാണ്, ഓക്കെ യു ആർ പ്രൗഡ്, സിമിലർലി ഈവൻ ഐ ഹാവ് ഓൾസോ ഹെൽപ് മൈ ഫാമിലി. പക്ഷെ അതിനെക്കുറിച്ചൊന്നും ഇതുവരെ പറഞ്ഞിട്ടില്ല, ആരുടെ അടുത്ത്, ക്രിസ്റ്റീൻ്റെ അടുത്ത് പറഞ്ഞില്ല. പിന്നെ എന്താണ്, എന്തൊരു സർപ്രൈസിങ് എലമെന്റ് അവിടെയുണ്ട്. വാട്ട് ഈസ് ദാറ്റ്? I think so too, but now listen to this. I too have something to be proud and glad of. Christine, you are so proud to help your family. Similarly, even I too have something to be proud of myself. Mrs. Linde said, yes, I have no doubt you have. But what do you refer to? As a family woman, as a wife, as a mother, we do our responsibilities. And but when you are saying like that, I think something great thing happened here. So what is that? Hey, Nora said, speak low. Suppose Towel were to hear. Hey, ഇതൊക്കെ സംസാരിക്കുക, ചിലപ്പോൾ ഹസ്ബൻഡ് കേൾക്കും. He mustn't own any account. No one in the world must know Christine except you. This is a secret. Haven't shared this secret with anyone till now. Except you, nobody doesn't know about it. Mrs. Linde, she became so curious and asked, what is it? Nora said, hey, it was I who saved Towards life. Don't I need to be proud to save my husband? Mrs. Linde asked. Saved? How? What do you mean, Nora? Hey, Christine, Nora said. Hey, Christine, don't you remember about our trip to Italy? I told you now. And Tova would never have recovered if he had not gone there. So initially he had some issues. He had some health issues and all after their marriage. So that is why they spent 1 year in Italy. Yes, Mrs. Linde said, yes, I remember. You said that your father gave you necessary funds and you were in Italy for a couple of years. Yes, I remember. So after listening the statement made by Mrs. Linde, no, see the response. Nora, she was smiling. Yes, that is what Towel and all the others think. Yes, all the people, all others, including my own husband, they believe that it is my father gave me necessary funds. But the truth is, my father, my papa, didn't give us a shilling. It was I who procured the money. So this is the secret of Nora. Mrs. Linde, she got surprised. You or the large sum? Yes, 250 pounds. What do you think of that? Yes, it is me who earned or procured that money. Mrs. Linde asked, hey, how could you possibly arrange that sum of money? Hey, reveal me the truth. Did you win a prize in the lottery? Otherwise, from where did you get that much money? Nora, contemptuously, she said, in the lottery? There would have been no credit in that. No, not at all. Mrs. Linde asked, but where did you get it from then, Nora? So she's thinking, she's trying to uh, find a solution. From where might she get that sum of money? Mrs. Linde then continued, because you couldn't have borrowed it. Anyway, I think, Nora, you couldn't have borrowed that money from someone. This is what I believe. So Nora asked, couldn't couldn't I? Why not? Why are you saying that I didn't borrow money from someone else? I'm also an ordinary woman. If I want to help my family, why couldn't I borrow money? Mrs. Linde, again she is good surprise. So all the truth or all the sentences delivered by Nora makes Mrs. Linde so surprised. She said, "How? A wife cannot borrow without her husband's consent." Mrs. Linde said, "You said that your husband didn't know that it is you who helped him for the treatment or for that trip, not your father. Now you said that you had borrowed the money. But how could you borrow money without your husband's consent?" Okay, you can say your father's help because that is your father. Uh, that doesn't need your husband's consent. But if you're borrowing money from someone else, why didn't you tell to your husband? How can a wife borrow money without husband's consent? Let me ask to my dear students, how many of you support Mrs. Linde's statement? സ്വന്തം ഭർത്താവ് വരെ അറിയാതെ ഭാര്യയ്ക്ക് ഒരു പൈസ പോലും കടം വാങ്ങിക്കാൻ പറ്റില്ല. Yes, we know that after marriage, both husband and wife have to share all the worries and happiness. They have to share everything with each other. But even though they are husband and wife, they too are two independent persons. Sometimes we do have to hide something from each other for the sake of the family. This is what Nora did here. I'm not supporting or I'm not against Nora, but this statement personally I couldn't agree with. Anyway, she didn't do a crime here. This is what I believe. I don't know what you believe. Anyway, let's have a discussion about this notion of Mrs. Linde later. Nora said, "Oh, if it is a wife who has any head for business, a wife who has the wit to be a little bit clever, okay, suppose if I have a business woman, I would have to do that." Mrs. Linde said, "No, I don't understand your theory, Nora." Nora said, "There is no need you should. Okay, even if you don't understand what I'm saying, it doesn't matter. I never said I had borrowed money. I may have got it some other way. Perhaps I got it from some other admirer. When anyone is attractive as I am." Hey, Christine, did I say I borrowed the money? Why do you think that some admirers of mine have given me that money? Okay, because I'm so attractive. See, I'm an attractive woman. I'm a beautiful woman. I have a lot of admirers. Any admirer of mine can give me money. Why do you think in that way? Hey, you're a mad creature. Mrs. Linde said, "Let's stop this nonsense. You're so mad." Now you know you're full of curiosity, Christine. Oh, Christine, my dear friend, I know now you're so curious to listen from where did I get that money. Mrs. Linde said, "Listen to me, Nora dear. Haven't you been a little bit imprudent? Imprudent means wisdom. Okay, don't you have a little bit of wisdom? A sense? Don't you have sense?" This is what Linde asked. Nora said, "Oh, you're saying that I'm a woman with no sense. I mean, hey, how can you say like that, Christine? Is it imprudent to save my husband? Hey, I did it to save my husband. And you're saying that I am a woman with no sense." Mrs. Linde said, I don't know. I feel that you are imprudent. Without his knowledge, see, this is what Mrs. Linde is keep on saying. Without your husband's knowledge, she's trying to picturize it as a crime. Borrowing money from someone else without husband's consent is a crime. Yes, sometimes it turn out to be some problems. But from a feminist perspective, we can't question Nora. Anyway, let's see. We couldn't arrive at a conclusion whether she did a right thing or wrong thing without understand the entire story. Let's see what happened. What exactly happened there? Nora said that, but it was absolutely necessary that he should not know. Hey, I usually share everything with my husband. This is what I do. But at that time, it was absolutely sometimes in our life we should hide certain things from others for their happiness. Okay, I will tell you what exactly happened. It was to me that the doctors came and said that his life was in danger. See, my husband's health was so poor, not good at that time, and my doctors they advised me his life is in danger, and if you want to, Nora, if you want to save your husband, take him to the south because this weather condition is not good for him. And she tried many ways to convince Mr. Torvald to go to South. She said that, hey, honey, shall we go to South? Shall we go to Italy for some time? At that time, their financial situation was not good, and Mrs. Helmer's request uh, was rejected by Torvald. And Nora was in a helpless situation. Hey, I want to save my husband. If I want to save him, I have to get him to South, but he is hesitant to come with me. She knew it's all because of their financial problem, and she was helpless to share the exact reason why she is insisting to go to South. Even if she share the truth, he will not be ready. We know that. What is happening in all the families. ഒരു അസുഖം വന്നു എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ എനിക്ക് വേണ്ടി എന്തിനാ ഇന്ന ഇത് കളയുന്നത്, അതൊന്നും കുഴപ്പമില്ല, നമുക്കിവിടെ നിൽക്കാം, അങ്ങനെ കൺസിഡർ ചെയ്യും. കാരണം എന്താണ്, തൻ്റെ ഫാമിലിക്ക് വേണ്ടിയുള്ള പൈസ കളയണ്ടല്ലോ എന്ന് എവിടെ ഏതൊരു ഹസ്ബൻഡ് ആയാലും അല്ലെ അച്ഛനായാലും ചിന്തിക്കും. പക്ഷേ ഫാമിലി എന്ന് ചിന്തിക്കും, somehow we have to save that man. Here also Nora did the same thing. She tried tears and entreaties with him. കരഞ്ഞും കാലുപിടിച്ചും അല്ലെ അവനെ പാട്ടിലാക്കാനും ഒക്കെ ശ്രമം നടത്തി. But everything went unfutile. And finally she said that, yeah, my father gave me the money, so let's go. This is how she convinced, this is how Nora convinced Torvald. So Mrs. Linde, after listening this story, asked, and did your husband never get to know from your father that the money had not come from him? Hey, but haven't your father revealed the secret? Nora said, no, because my father died just at that time. Don't you remember when I couldn't serve him? I couldn't be with him during his last days because she was in Italy. And also, she said that even before his death, I asked him not to say this secret to Helmer anymore. And the father agreed. Mrs. Linde, and since then, have you never told your secret to your husband? Oh, so till now, haven't you shared that secret with your husband? Nora said, no. and we said how painful and humiliating it would be for Towal with his manly independence. No, I haven't shared the secret with Towal because he is an independent man. After listening this, he will feel painful. He will be painful and humiliating. Hey, I have to save my uh, wife's health to save myself. And he will feel that he owe me something. അല്ലെ എന്നോട് കടപ്പെട്ടിരിക്കുന്നതായിട്ടൊക്കെ എൻ്റെ ഹസ്ബൻഡിന് തോന്നിയാൽ it will make him upset. So I don't want to reveal that thing. See how ridiculous it is. ഭാര്യ ഭർത്താവിനെ സഹായിക്കുന്നു, അതിന് എന്തിനാണ് ഭർത്താവിന് ഹ്യൂമിലിയേറ്റിംഗ് ആയിട്ട് തോന്നുന്നത്? ഞാനൊരു ഇൻഡിപെൻഡന്റ് ആണ്, അതുകൊണ്ട് ഞാൻ എൻ്റെ ഭാര്യയിൽ നിന്ന് സഹായം തേടില്ല എന്ന് പറയുന്ന മെയിൽ ഷോവനിസം അത് ആരിലുണ്ടെന്ന് നമുക്ക് ഇവിടെ മനസ്സിലാക്കാം. ടോവാലിനുണ്ട്. ടോവാലിന്റെ മെയിൽ ഷോവനിസ്റ്റിക് ആറ്റിറ്റ്യൂഡ് നോറയ്ക്ക് നന്നായിട്ട് അറിയാം. അപ്പൊ എന്തെങ്കിലും ഈ സത്യം അറിഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ she was afraid it may affect their mutual relationship, their happy home. So she decided not to reveal this secret to anyone. So Mrs. Linde said, okay, this is what your theory. I agree. But do you mean never to tell him about? നീ ഇതുവരെ പറഞ്ഞില്ല, ഇനിയും നീ പറയാൻ ഉദ്ദേശിക്കുന്നതേയില്ല. എന്താണ്? Nora said, yes, someday. No, someday I will reveal this secret. Not now, after many years, when I am no longer as nice looking as I am now. Now I am an attractive woman. My husband loves me so much. But after some years, I will become an old woman. I will lose all my uh, gorgeous look and this attire. And at that time, my husband will not be devoted to me as he is now. So at that time, if I want to get his love or sympathy, attention, I have something to reserve. Anyway, I can't receive my attractive look after many years. So at that time, I will reveal the secret to my husband, how she had had him. So at that time, even if I don't have good look, he may he may be happy and he will accept me with wholeheartedly. So this is what Nora said. After saying this, she took her pose and she herself said, hey, what a nonsense! That day will never come. Anyway, what do you think of my great secret, trustee? And do you think still I am of no use? Okay, ഇപ്പോൾ നിനക്ക് ഇപ്പോഴും തോന്നുന്നുണ്ടോ ഞാൻ ഒരു യൂസ്ലെസ് വുമൺ ആണെന്ന്? It has been by no means easy for me to meet my engagements punctually. I may tell you that there is something is called in business quarterly interest and another thing is called payment in installments. So and it is always so dreadfully difficult to manage them. Okay, anyway, I have lent money from someone else and I have been repaying it in installments. Okay, so to repay my debt, I have to call out certain engagements of mine. Okay, I have not been able to put aside much for the housekeeping money. So initially, when the play begins, from the conversation between Nora and Helmer, we came to know that Towel is always accusing Nora for spending too much money. Now we understood she is not a spendthrift, actually, she is repaying her debt, which she borrowed for her husband's treatment. Towel must have a good table. Okay, anyway, uh, And she's also saying that I couldn't let my children be shabbily dressed. I have felt obliged to use up all he gave me for them, the sweet little darlings. He used to give me money for housekeeping, and I spent wisely for the sake of my husband and children. Because I can't let my children to wear shabby dress. My husband should own a good table because he is a working man. So I used to spend that money for them. ഒരു 100 രൂപ കൊടുത്താൽ 50 രൂപ ഇവർക്ക് വേണ്ടി സേവ് ചെയ്യും. ബാക്കി 50 ഇൻസ്റ്റാൾമെന്റ് ആയിരിക്കും അടയ്ക്കുന്നത്. അപ്പോൾ 100 രൂപയ്ക്ക് ചെലവ് എന്തൊക്കെ ചെയ്യാവോ അത്രയൊന്നും ആരും ചെയ്യുന്നില്ല. നോറ ചെയ്യുന്നില്ല. അപ്പൊ ഹസ്ബൻഡ് നോക്കുമ്പോൾ പൈസ കൊടുക്കുന്നുണ്ട്. അതിന്റെ ഒന്നും ഇവിടെ കാണാനില്ല. അവൾ എപ്പോഴും പിന്നെയും പിന്നെയും പൈസ എന്ന് പറയും. അപ്പം നീ ചുമ്മാ നിന്റെ കാര്യത്തിന് വേണ്ടി അന്നസറി സ്പെൻഡ് ചെയ്യുകയാണ് എന്ന നോഷനാണ്. മിസ്സസ് ലിൻഡെ ചോദിക്കുന്നത്, സോ ഇറ്റ് ഹാസ് ഓൾ ഹാഡ് ടു കം ഔട്ട് ഓഫ് യുവർ നെസസിറ്റീസ് ഓഫ് ലൈഫ് ഫോർ നോറ. 100 രൂപ കൊടുക്കുകയാണെങ്കിൽ അത് നോറയ്ക്കും ഫാമിലിക്കും, നോറ ഹസ്ബൻഡ് ചിൽഡ്രൻ ഇവർക്ക് എല്ലാവർക്കും വേണ്ടിയിട്ടുള്ള എക്സ്പെൻസ് മീറ്റ് ചെയ്യാനാണ്. അപ്പൊ ഹസ്ബൻഡിന്റെയും കുട്ടികളുടെയും കാര്യം നോക്കുന്നു. ബാക്കി മുഴുവൻ ഇൻസ്റ്റാൾമെന്റ് അടയ്ക്കുമ്പോൾ എന്തിവിടെ സംഭവിക്കുകയാണ്? നോറയ്ക്ക് നോറയുടെ ലൈഫിൽ അവളുടെ നെസസിറ്റീസ്, അവളുടെ ആവശ്യങ്ങളൊന്നും നടത്താൻ കഴിയാതെ പോകും. നോറ said that of course I'm not spending money for myself. Besides, I was the one responsible for it. See, I'm the one who lent money, so it is my responsibility to repay it. So in order to minimize the expenditure, I always bought the simplest and cheapest things for me. See, my clothes look well on me, so Towal has never noticed. Anyway, because of my attractive look, even if I wear a cheap dress, it is so attractive. So my husband never noticed whether I am wearing a cheap dress or costly dress. Mrs. Linde said that, okay, it's quite so. Nora said that even I have found other ways of earning money. See, ഹസ്ബൻഡ് തരുന്ന പൈസയിൽ നിന്ന് സേവ് ചെയ്യുന്ന മാത്രമല്ല, മറ്റു ചില വഴിയിലൂടെയും ഞാൻ എന്ത് ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ട്? പൈസ സേവ് ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ട്. To get a lot of copying to do. I do some copying work. I used to lock myself in the room and writing every night until quite late. I hardly sleep at that days. So in that way also, I used to earn money to pay the debt. And Nora said that I know that I have paid every penny that I could scrape together. അപ്പൊ എനിക്ക് സ്പെൻഡ് ചെയ്ത് കളയാൻ പറ്റുന്ന ഓരോ പെനിയും അല്ലെ, ചെറിയ ചെറിയ ചിലവുകളൊക്കെ ചുരുക്കി ഞാനതെല്ലാം സേവ് ചെയ്യും. And she is also imagining, hey, imagine that a rich old gentleman had fallen in love with me. ക്രിസ്റ്റീൻ ഒന്ന് ചിന്തിച്ചു നോക്കിയേ, ഇതാണ് ഇപ്പോഴത്തെ എൻ്റെ സിറ്റുവേഷൻ. ഒരു റിച്ച് ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഓൾഡ് മാൻ എൻ്റെ ലുക്കിൽ അതിൽ നിന്ന് വീണ് പോയിരുന്നെങ്കിൽ അല്ലേ. So Mrs. Linde responded, what? Who was it? അങ്ങനെ റിലേഷൻ നിനക്കുണ്ടോ? ആരത്? Hey, be quiet, my dear. That he had died. He's no more. And imagine, after his death, when someone opened his will, and if it is written like this, the lovely Mrs. Nora Helmer is to have all I possess paid over to her at once in cash. എൻ്റെ എല്ലാ പൊസിഷനും എൻ്റെ അത് ക്യാഷ് ആയിട്ട് മിസ്സസ് നോറ ഹെൽമറിന് ഞാൻ കൊടുക്കുന്നു എന്നൊരു ഓൾഡ് റിച്ച് ജെന്റിൽമാൻ എഴുതി വെച്ചിരുന്നെങ്കിൽ. But my dear Nora, who could be the man? അതാരാണ്? Nora said, good gracious, can't you understand? There was no old gentleman at all. Christine, ഇതൊക്കെ നീ വിശ്വസിക്കുകയാണ്. I just shared one of my imagination. There was no gentleman at all. I used to sit here and imagine when I couldn't think of any way of procuring money. So sometimes it is so hard for me to procure enough money for my installment, to pay my installments. So at that time, I used to imagine like this. My goodness, it is delightful to think of Christian free from chaos. See, I think now you understand what I'm going through. എനിക്ക് നിന്നെ ആലോചിക്കുമ്പോൾ ക്രിസ്ത്യനോട് പറയാണ് നിന്നെ ആലോചിക്കുമ്പോൾ എനിക്ക് ഭയങ്കര ഹാപ്പിയാണ് ബിക്കോസ് യു ആർ ഫ്രീ ഫ്രം കെയർ യു ഹാവ് നോ റെസ്പോൺസിബിലിറ്റീസ് you can work and you can earn money and you can spend as you wish. This is your life. Say bye, but my responsibility is my life. It's not like that. Then I said, no, don't go. No one will come in here. It is for sure. Okay. So when they were talking, somebody rang the bell, calling bell, and Nora said that, okay, sit here, be comfortable. It is someone to meet. Towel. Okay, ഇവിടെ വരുന്നതെല്ലാം ടോവലിനെ കാണാനാണ് എന്നെ കാണാനാരും വരാറില്ല. So you be seated. So immediately the servant came there and said that there is a gentleman to see the master. Okay, no one is here to meet Nora. And Nora said, who is it? She asked, who is that? So immediately that guest came and introduced himself. Hey, it is I, Mrs. Helmer. So the visitor and Nora, they know each other. She said, hey, it is I, Mrs. Helmer. That person didn't reveal the name, but we know the name of that person, Croxton. Okay, that stranger. So similarly, this is not an unknown person. This is a non-person. Nora takes the step towards him and speaks in a strange, low voice. ഡോക്ടർ റാങ്ക് വന്നപ്പോൾ ഇതുപോലെ ലോങ് വോയിസിലൊന്നും സംസാരിക്കാൻ ശ്രമിച്ചില്ല പക്ഷെ ഇയാളെ കണ്ടപ്പോൾ വളരെ പതുക്കെ അയാൾ ചോദിക്കുകയാണ് യു വാട്ട് ഇസ് ഇറ്റ് what do you want to see my husband about? See, after seeing that person, she's quite disturbed and she asked, hey, why are you here, mister? And why do you want to meet my husband? So there is something in between this two person, Nora and Crockstead. And Crockstead said, hey, it's regarding bank business in a way. I have a small post in the bank and I hear your husband used to be our chief now. Hey, I'm working in a bank and your husband is going to be the chief of our bank from New Year onward. So I want to meet him in connection with some business. Okay, she is quite relieved. Cross said nothing but dry business matters, Mrs. Helmer. Absolutely nothing. Cross said, don't worry, Mrs. Helmer. I'm just here to meet your husband in connection with some business matters, nothing else. So, from this statement, we can infer that there is some secret between Nora and Crockstead. Hey, what it might be? What is the secret between them? Why Nora is so irritated, so tense after seeing Crockstead? There is something fishy. And Nora said that okay, okay, go. He is in study. You can go and make him. Somehow she is revealed. And again, Mrs. Linde and Nora they continued their conversation, and Nora understood that even Mrs. Linde know that person, Croxter. Mrs. Linde here said that yes, I know that man many years ago. At one time, he was a solicitor's clerk in our town. Yeah, he was a clerk in our town, and he's a widow now, and he has a lot of children. And in order to meet his family expenses, Crockstead is doing various kinds of business. So this is all about Crockstead. So from the conversation between these two women, we came to know a brief idea about who the Crockstead is. When Crockstead enters Torvald's room, Dr. Rank, who was already there, he He came out of the room. Dr. Rank said, "Come out of Helmer's study." "No, my dear fellow, I won't disturb you. I would rather go in your way for a little while. I beg your pardon, I am afraid I am disturbing you too." So, when Krogstad enters Helmer's room, Dr. Rank said, "Okay, Helmer, you can talk with Krogstad. I will be there. I will wait for you. I will wait for you outside. I will have a talk with your wife." But Dr. Rank came to meet Nora. He saw that Nora is not alone, someone else is there. So immediately he apologized to that lady, that is none other than Mrs. Linde. "Oh, I'm so sorry, I'm afraid I'm disturbing you too. I didn't know that someone is here." And Nora said that, "No, not at all, Dr. Rang, this is my friend Mrs. Linde. Please meet her." Um, and Rang said that, I do remember. I passed you on the stairs when I arrived, Mrs. Linde. "Yeah, I remember. I met you in the downstairs." Mrs. Linde said that, "Yeah, yes, we met, but we couldn't talk at that time. You were so fast, and you immediately climbed the chairs and not the chairs, or climbed the stairs, and you came here first." Mrs. Linde said that, also said that, "I can manage stairs well." Okay, സ്റ്റെയറിന്റെ താഴെ വെച്ച് കണ്ടു, നിങ്ങൾ പെട്ടെന്ന് കയറിപ്പോയി, ബിക്കോസ് എനിക്ക് സ്റ്റെയറിന് അത്ര പെട്ടെന്ന് കയറാൻ പറ്റില്ല. ഇറ്റ്സ് ഓൾ ബിക്കോസ് ഓഫ് സം ഇന്റേണൽ വീക്ക്നെസ്. ഡോക്ടർ ആയതുകൊണ്ട് തന്നെ സ്റ്റെയർ കയറാൻ പറ്റുന്നില്ല. "അയ്യോ, എന്ത് പറ്റി, കാലിന് ഇന്റേണൽ വീക്ക്നെസ് ആണോ?" എന്നൊക്കെ ചോദിക്കുന്നുണ്ട്. മിസ് ലെൻഡെ പറയാണ്, അങ്ങനെയല്ല, ഐ ഹാവ് ബീൻ ഓവർ വർക്കിംഗ് മൈസെൽഫ്. ഓക്കെ, ഒരുപാട് കാലം കൊണ്ട് കൂടുതൽ വർക്ക് ചെയ്തിട്ട് എൻ്റെ ആരോഗ്യമൊക്കെ ഭയങ്കര മോശമാണ്. അതുകൊണ്ട് എനിക്ക് ചില ആരോഗ്യ പ്രശ്നങ്ങളുണ്ട്. അപ്പം മിസ്സസ് റാങ്ക് ചോദിക്കുന്ന ഒരു കാര്യമുണ്ട്. "ഓക്കെ, യു ഹാവ് സം ഹെൽത്ത് ഇഷ്യൂ, സോ ഐ തിങ്ക് യു ഹാവ് കം ടു ദിസ് ടൗൺ ടു അമ്യൂസ് യുവർ സെൽഫ് വിത്ത് അവർ എന്റർടൈൻമെന്റ്സ്." ഓക്കെ, ഇവിടെ ഞങ്ങൾ എന്റർടൈൻമെന്റ്സ് ഒക്കെ കണ്ട് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് സ്വയം റിഫ്രഷ് ആവാൻ വേണ്ടിയിട്ടായിരിക്കും ഇവിടെ വന്നിരിക്കുന്നത്, അല്ലേ? But Mrs. Linde said that, "No, I didn't came here to amuse myself. Okay, I came here in search of a work. Is it a good cure for overwork?" "ഹേയ്, നിങ്ങളല്ലേ പറഞ്ഞേ കൂടുതൽ വർക്ക് ചെയ്ത് നിങ്ങൾ ടയേർഡ് ആയെന്ന്. എന്തിപ്പോ നിങ്ങൾ ഇവിടെ എന്റർടൈൻമെന്റിന് വരാതെ പിന്നെ വർക്കിന് വരുന്നു? ഓ, വീണ്ടും വർക്ക് ചെയ്യുന്നതാണോ നിങ്ങൾക്കുള്ള ക്യൂർ?" Mrs. Linde said that, "Hey doctor, honestly, ഞാൻ കൂടുതൽ വർക്ക് ചെയ്തു എന്ന് കരുതി റെസ്റ്റ് എടുത്തുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കാൻ പറ്റില്ല. Because I want to leave. If I want to leave, I should have a job." So this is what they said. And immediately, Nora said, "Look here, doctor. Uh, Dr. Ram, you know you want to leave. Certainly, however rushed I may feel. All my patients are like that, and so are those who are mortally diseased. One of them, and a bad case too, is at this very moment with Helmer." നോറ ചോദിക്കുകയാണ്, എല്ലാവർക്കും ജീവിക്കണ്ടേ ഡോക്ടർ, ഡോക്ടർക്ക് ജീവിക്കണ്ടേ? അപ്പോൾ ഡോക്ടർ പറയാണ്, യെസ്, ജീവിക്കണം, എല്ലാവർക്കും ജീവിക്കണം, പക്ഷെ ചില ആളുകൾക്ക് ചില പ്രശ്നങ്ങളുണ്ട്. അങ്ങനെ പ്രശ്നങ്ങളുള്ള ഒരു പേഷ്യൻ്റ്, എൻ്റെ ഒരു പേഷ്യൻ്റ് ഇപ്പോൾ ഇവിടെ തന്നെയുണ്ട്. ആ ആളാണ് ഇപ്പോൾ ഹെൽമറിനോട് അകത്ത് സംസാരിച്ചുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്നത്. അതാരാണ്? ക്രോക്സ്വെൽ. സോ മിസ്സസ് ലെൻഡെ സെഡ്, "ഓ." നോറ സെഡ്, "ഹോം ഡു യു മീൻ?" നിങ്ങൾ ആരെയാണ് ഉദ്ദേശിച്ചത്? Immediately Rand said, "Hey, that lawyer name of Croxton." So Croxton ഒരു lawyer ആയിരുന്നു. And Rand said that he suffers from a diseased moral character. So Nora said, "Did he? What did he want to speak to Torvald about?" ഇവിടെ നോക്കിയാൽ നോറയുടെ റെസ്പോൺസ് കേട്ടാൽ തോന്നും നോറയ്ക്ക് ആ പേഴ്സണിനെ അറിയുകയില്ല. നോറ ചോദിക്കുകയാണ്, "You said that he is a man with diseased moral character. And do you know, Mr. Rang, why he wants to meet my husband?" He said, "I have no idea. I only heard that it was something about the bank. It is something related to bank." Uh, Nora said, "I didn't know this. What is his name?" Toxted had anything to do with the bank. Nora said, "Even I don't know. Even വന്ന ആളുടെ പേര് പോലും എനിക്കറിയത്തില്ല. ഇത് ബാങ്ക് റിലേറ്റഡ് ആണോ എന്ന് അറിയത്തില്ല. എന്തായാലും ചോദിച്ചു എന്നേ ഉള്ളൂ." And the man said that yeah, he had some sort of appointment there, so that is why something related to business. Mrs. Lindy still, I think the sick are those who most need taking care of. So immediately, Mrs. Lindy said that whoever it is the duty of everyone to take care of the deceased persons. Okay, so this is what he said. Okay, this is all for today. Let's continue the discussion on this play in the upcoming classes. Thank you.